Imagine waking up to your moving truck chained like a criminal. All because some power-drunk HOA queen decided your mailbox was community treasure. But when the chains come off, it's her empire that crumbles in a hilarious cascade of forged papers and federal felonies. In the sun-drenched suburbs of Willow Creek Estates, just outside Dallas, Texas, where manicured lawns hit a minefield of petty tyrannies, lived Alex Harper, a quiet software engineer in his mid-50s. Alex had spent the last year piecing his life back together after his partner, Jamie, succumbed to a brutal fight with leukemia. The house they'd shared for a decade felt like a tomb now, Jamie's unfinished crossword puzzles still scattered on the coffee table, their favorite mugs gathering dust in the cabinet. "We'll escape to that cozy cabin by the lake someday," Jamie used to tease, flipping through real estate listings during chemo sessions. Well, that someday had arrived. Solo and somber, Alex had snagged a modest retreat near Lake Louisville, a spot Jamie had loved for its serene fishing docks. It was time to sell the house and start fresh. Willow Creek seemed idyllic at first glance, cookie-cutter homes with uniform beige siding, a community pool that sparkled under perpetual Texas sun, and an HOA that promised harmonious living through shared standards. But beneath the veneer lurked a suffocating web of rules. Grass couldn't exceed 2.5 inches. Holiday lights had to be tasteful white only, and heaven forbid your recycling bin lingered curbside past 8 a.m. Enter Vivian Stokes, the HOA president who'd reigned supreme for 7 years from her oversized colonial at the cul-de-sac's end. Vivian was the epitome of suburban overlord, a former HR manager turned self-appointed guardian of order. Always in crisp blazers with a clipboard in hand and a smile that screamed bless your heart while plotting your downfall. She fined old Mr. Gonzalez $75 for planting unapproved red tulips, claiming they clashed with the neighborhood's neutral palate. Neighbors whispered about her inspections, where she'd show up unannounced, tape measure dangling like a noose, nitpicking everything from fence heights to mailbox alignments. 3 weeks before moving day, Alex submitted his relocation notice per the bylaws, 30 days advance. No dues owed. Everything squeaky clean. Vivian's response arrived via certified mail, her signature looping like a victory lap. Denied. Lacks comprehensive community cohesion evaluation. At the next board meeting, held in the stuffy community center under buzzing fluorescence, she elaborated with that honey drawl. "Alex, darlin', we can't just let folks up and leave without assessing the impact on our shared harmony. You'll need a certified HOA transition specialist. The fee? A cool $3,000. The specialist? Her cousin, Marlene, who ran a consulting firm out of a strip mall office." Alex's jaw tightened. "This smells like a shakedown." "Vivian." She blinked innocently, tapping her nails on the podium. "Oh. Sugar. It's just procedure. We gotta protect our property values. You know? Bless your heart for thinking otherwise." He refused. "Of course." That's when the whispers started. Neighborhood group chats buzzed with Vivian's posts, "Sad to see Alex Harper abandoning his commitments after all we've done for him. What kind of neighbor skips out on do's and dashes? Lies. All of it, Alex had paid every cent." But rumors spread like wildfire in the Texas heat. His real estate agent called, voice edged with concern. "Buyers are backing out. Alex. Hearing stories about unresolved HOA disputes. It's tanking the sale." Even the cabin seller hesitated, demanding extra proof he wasn't fleeing liabilities. Alex bit his tongue, documenting everything quietly. Inside, he seethed, but outwardly, stone-faced silence. Jamie had always said, patience is the sharpest knife. So he observed. Noting how Vivian's community fund projects, like that promised playground, never materialized. While her driveway got a fancy brick upgrade. Moving day dawned bright and merciless. The kind of Texas morning where the air shimmers with promise and peril. The professional movers arrived at 7 a.m. Their white truck gleaming like a beacon of escape. By 7:10, Vivian materialized from her house in yoga pants and a bedazzled visor. Phone already in hand. Hold it right there. Boys. Commercial vehicles require pre-approval for aesthetic compliance. The driver, a burly guy named Raul, scratched his head. Ma'am, we're parked legally. And Mr. Harper cleared everything. Vivian's eyes narrowed. Her voice rising to that piercing pitch neighbors dreaded. I need to inspect for community assets. HOA documents. Blueprints, anything that belongs to Willow Creek. Alex stepped out. Keys jangling. Vivian. This is my stuff. Back off. She smirked. Pulling out a set of heavy chains from her garage like she'd planned this theatrical takedown. Not so fast. Alex. Until you pay for that evaluation. This truck ain't going nowhere. With a dramatic flourish, she looped the chains around the truck's axle and her own mailbox post, yes. Her mailbox, padlocking it tight. Clink. The sound echoed like a gavel in a kangaroo court. You're stealing neighborhood harmony by leaving without permission. Raul chuckled nervously. Lady. This is nuts. That's vandalism. Vivian whipped out her phone. I'm calling the cops on y'all for theft of communal property. Alex's blood boiled. But he stayed calm. Pulling out his own phone to record. Go ahead. Vivian. Let's see what the law says about chaining private property. As sirens wailed in the distance. Neighbors peeked from curtains. Some smirking. Others averting eyes. Vivian stood triumphant. Arms crossed. Oblivious to the absurdity, claiming a rented truck as HOA collateral. It was laughable. If not for the rage it sparked. Alex whispered to himself. Your mask is slipping. Vivian. Keep digging. The cops arrived. 2 officers looking like they'd rather be chasing real criminals than mediating suburban spats. Officer Ramirez eyed the chained truck. Suppressing a grin. Ma'am. Explain the setup. Vivian launched into her spiel. Voice quivering with faux righteousness. Officer. Alex is fleeing with assets that belong to our community. The mailbox numbers are standardized, those are ours. Ramirez raised an eyebrow. House numbers. That's a new one. Alex handed over his deed and moving contract. Everything's legal. Officers. She's harassing me. Vivian puffed up. Per bylaw 12D. All relocations require my sign-off to maintain order. The second officer. Jenkins. Sighed. HOAs don't trump property law. Ma'am. Unchain it or face charges for false imprisonment of a vehicle. Vivian's face twisted in mock shock. But she complied. Muttering. This ain't over. Bless your hearts for interfering. As the chains clattered free. Alex caught her eye twitch, a telltale sign of cracks in her facade. The cops left with warnings. But Vivian's parting shot? You'll regret defying the rules. Alex. Community comes first. That night, the retaliation ramped up. Orange no parking cones blocked Alex's driveway. Courtesy of Vivian's midnight maneuvering. By morning, anonymous flyers appeared in mailboxes. Beware, Alex Harper spreading discord and dodging fees. His phone buzzed with texts from neighbors, some apologetic. Others accusatory. Heard you're skipping out on fines. Alex. Not cool. Lies. Planted by Vivian in the group chat. Alex ignored the bait. Instead, digging into old HOA records Jamie had stashed before passing. Jamie, ever the skeptic, had flagged irregularities, funds vanishing into administrative fees, projects billed but never built. Vivian's skimming, Jamie had noted in scribbled margins. Alex smiled grimly. Jamie's ghost was his secret weapon. He reached out discreetly to his niece, Riley, a forensic accountant with the IRS. Auntie, this HOA mess smells fishy. Can you peek? Riley's reply, on it. Uncle Alex. Sounds like classic embezzlement. Vivian's antics escalated like a bad sitcom plot. She showed up at dawn with a measuring tape. Inspecting Alex's lawn. 1 inch over regulation. $50 fine. Payable immediately. Alex folded his arms. Show me the bylaw. Vivian. She waved a crumpled paper. Here, amended last meeting. But Alex had the originals. No such amendment existed. That's forged. Isn't it? Bless your heart for thinking I'd fall for it. Her cheeks flushed. How dare you accuse me of impropriety? I'm preserving our standards. Neighbors watched from afar, chuckling under their breath at her over-the-top outrage. Then came the Facebook blitz, Vivian's posts painting Alex as a disruptive element, complete with doctored photos of his unkempt yard. Sales inquiries dried up. His agent panicked. She's tanking your market value with this smear campaign. Alex endured, documenting every infraction. When Vivian accidentally had his water shut off, claiming unpaid utility liens, he called the company. Fake report from her. This is harassment, he told Riley over the phone. Patience. Uncle. I've traced transfers to Stokes Consulting, her cousin's firm. Over $150,000 siphoned. The noose tightened. But Vivian, sensing heat, doubled down. She recruited witnesses, timid neighbors coerced with threats. Support me or face fines for your patio lights, she hissed to Mrs. Lopez across the street. Mrs. Lopez confided in Alex later, whispering, she's a bully. But what can we do? Alex's reply, watch and wait. Bullies trip themselves. The absurdity peaked when Vivian changed his locks one afternoon while he was out. He returned to find shiny new hardware and a note, property secured under HOA Safety Protocol 9F. Access denied pending compliance. Inside, through a locksmith's help, he discovered rifled drawers. Missing files. But she'd left a gift, a forgotten USB drive with bank logs showing her shell company's gains. Jackpot, Alex muttered, photographing it. That evening, Vivian banged on his door. Return those documents. They're community property. Alex cracked the door, smirking. You mean the ones proving your consulting is a scam? Bless your heart. Vivian, you broke in and gifted me evidence. Her face contorted in rage. But she stormed off, not knowing Riley was already alerting authorities. Tensions boiled over when Vivian targeted Riley. An anonymous tip to the IRS claimed Riley was abusing position to harass innocent citizens. Riley laughed it off. Classic deflection. Uncle. She's panicking. Vivian's next move? Calling Alex's cabin cellar with tales of federal probes. The deal wobbled. But Alex held firm, sharing Jamie's files with a growing alliance of neighbors. Mrs. Lopez, emboldened, shared her own story. Vivian had seized her garden shed for setback violations, demanding transfer fees. It's theft. Plain and simple, she said. Alex nodded. And we're ending it. The climax hit at the emergency HOA meeting. Called after Vivian's frantic conspiracy alert email. The community center packed with 100-plus residents. News vans outside, her morning rant to reporters about corrupt defectors had backfired. Drawing scrutiny. Vivian commandeered the podium. Suit impeccable. Voice dripping sarcasm. Folks. Alex Harper's led in a cabal to undermine our cherished order. Evidence here proves embezzlement, over $200,000 stolen. She waved printouts, her own fraudulent transfers. Mislabeled. Gasps rippled. Board member Mr. Patel stood. Vivian. The board's voted you out. Resign now. Her eyes bulged. You can't. I have proof of your complicity. That's when Mrs. Lopez played her recording, Vivian's bribery attempt. Accept $4,000 and drop this. Or I'll fine you into oblivion. The room erupted in murmurs. Riley entered. Badge flashing. Vivian Stokes. IRS Fraud Division here. You're under investigation for tax evasion, wire fraud, and racketeering. Vivian bolted for the door. But agents blocked her. This is a witch hunt, she shrieked. As handcuffs clicked. Neighbors applauded. The sound building like thunder. You've stolen from us all, Mr. Patel declared. Cameras rolled as Vivian's perp walk unfolded, her confidence sneer melting into panic. In the aftermath, justice exploded like fireworks over Lake Louisville. Vivian got 7 years federal time. Her assets seized. Restituting $380,000 to Willow Creek. The pool got upgraded. Fines refunded as surprise rebates. Texas enacted Jamie's Law 4 HOA audits. Sparking national reforms. Alex settled into his cabin. Toasting Jamie's memory with lakefront sunrises. Riley's case became textbook material. Exposing HOA scams nationwide. Neighbors reformed the board. Transparent and fair, no more tape measure tyrants. But here's the kicker, was Vivian the real villain? Or just a product of a system that lets petty power corrupt absolutely? Drop your thoughts below, did she deserve the chains? Or is every HOA a ticking time bomb?